Hey class, in this video we're going to talk about multiplying integers. So here are the rules for multiplying integers, and I made a nice visual for you. So a positive times a positive is a positive. A negative times a negative is a positive. And then if the signs are different, then it's negative. So anytime the signs are the same, so these ones, the signs are the same signs, then your answer is positive. And then if the signs are different, the answer is negative. Sometimes we call that the pass rule, and that means it's a positive answer when you have the same sign. So that's what pass stands for. Positive answer when you have the same sign. So that's another way to remember it. So positive times positive is a positive answer. Negative times negative is a positive answer. Positive times negative would be negative. They have different signs. And negative times positive, different signs, negative answer. This is for multiplying integers. So 2 times negative 5, that means 2 groups of negative 5. So we're going to have negative 10 total. So you do 2 times 5 is 10, and then as a positive times a negative, so your answer is negative. 3 times 10 is 30, and negative 3 and negative 10, 2 negatives make a positive answer. Whew. It's kind of a tongue tie here. Okay, negative 5 and positive 1 would be negative 5. Different signs, negative answer. 7 times 3 is 21. Positive times positive is positive. A few more. 4 times negative 15 is negative 60. I had to think about that one for a minute. Positive times negative is negative. Negative 2 and negative 11 would make positive 22. So 2 negatives make a positive answer when you multiply. Okay, if we have 3 numbers together, first multiply from left to right. So multiply these 2 first. So negative 5 and negative 1 would make positive 5. And then positive 5 times the negative 6 would be negative 30. So first I had 2 negatives that made a positive, and then a positive times a negative, your answer is negative. So I have 3 negatives, my answer ends up negative. Over here I would do 4 times negative 3 first, which would be negative 12. Then negative 12 times negative 2, and then a negative times a negative would be positive 24. So there I had 2 negatives. So if you have an even number of negative signs, you're going to have a positive answer. If you have an odd number of negative signs, your answer will be negative if you have a string of multiplication. Let's review some Pemdas, order of operations, including negative numbers. So in our first example here, we have, negative 3 plus negative 4 times 2. So we're going to multiply and divide before we add or subtract. So we want to do negative 4 times 2 first. And that's going to be negative 8 since we have a negative times a positive. So then negative 3 plus negative 8, same signs. So add 8 plus 3 is 11 and keep the sign of negative. In this problem, when you see negative 8 in a parenthesis 2, that means negative 8 times 2. So a lot of times in multiplication, like you've seen in my examples, you'll see just parentheses around a number. Like 2 times 4 can be written like this. So those parentheses with no operation in between means multiplication. So this is what we would do first. Negative 8 times 2. So we're going to have 2 minus negative 8 times 2 is going to be negative 16, then plus 6. Then using our integer rules, we're going to add the opposite. So we're going to have two negatives like this. Remember, that makes a plus. So it's going to be 2 plus 16 plus 6. Add from left to right. 2 plus 16 is 18. Plus 6 would be 24. All right, we have an exponent in this one, and exponents come before subtraction. Remember, an exponent tells you how many times to multiply the base by itself. So negative 2 squared means negative 2 times negative 2, and then minus 10. So negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4, and then 4 minus 10, and then that's the same thing as 4 plus negative 10. And I'll rewrite it like that because now I have adding, and I'm adding where the signs are different, so positive 4 and negative 10. So find the difference between them. So the difference between 4 and 10 is 6, and your answer is negative because 10 is bigger and 10 is negative. Okay, you give a few a try on your own.